To model what Amsterdam has done. The Netherlands has hundreds of coffee shops that sell cannabis openly. They pay taxes, they provide jobs, they improve neighborhoods. That's what we're trying to do in Oakland with Oaksterdam.
Please do visit us online at oaksterdamnews.com. We are your premier source for up-to-date cannabis news.
I'm Ben Dronkers, and I'm 53 years old now, and I'm smoking for about 36 years, and I like it still. It's nice, you know. Since I started smoking, I was very interested in what I smoke, you know. Everywhere I go, I want to see how they grow the marijuana, the hashish. And because I travel a lot, where I go, I take seeds, and I even go special places to find special seeds, you know. Also, then, in the beginning, I didn't have nobody have problems with the police, and if they find some marijuana, okay, it was just a plant, you know. The police didn't care, but then the police started to put people in prison, and I didn't want to go in prison for marijuana. I mean, it was my plant. So I find a hole in the law that I can grow marijuana for seeds legal. So I start my seed company, and then Sensi Seed started, and I share my seeds with the rest of all of you there, you know. The 10 years, my hemp is in Mercedes, in Opel, in these cars, they have my hemp. And it's nice if I see a Mercedes, hey man, my hemp is going there. So slowly, slowly it's coming. And it's accepted because they realize the best quality to use this. They use it for the door panel, for the dashboard, you know, for the trunk. And if your car crashed, you know, hemp doesn't splinter like plastics. So it's for the safety also much better. They have to realize more and more hemp will be the future, you know, absolutely. Tell you one thing for sure, and this is historical, but everybody know it who know me. Hemp will save the world. Yeah, can save the world, and it's the only plant who can do that. And I bet you, you know, we bet you we will. I can tell you for sure that most of the medical marijuana is my strains, you know, this is my seeds. And now this marijuana is completely for medical users in Holland, in Canada, in Switzerland, and I know that in many countries already they give it, but they don't talk about it. But the doctors already prescribe, you know. So I think for sure this thing will change again. When I started in the museum, I tell the people what you can do with all this plant, and I know the plant. And of course nobody believed it, because they said, listen, if it is true with hemp, what you can do, why nobody doing it? And this is the only answer I didn't have, why nobody doing it? So I started with hemp 10 years ago. Now, in Europe, not only people smoke marijuana, what maybe one time I produced the seeds for, but also there is a lot of hemp growing now in Europe, what I started 10 years ago, because there was nothing. In these countries, they are still poor. They don't make the money we pay for a piece of hashish. Look at them, they are very poor people. So in the middle there is the criminal, because it's illegal, it is like it is. When I started, you don't believe it, you know, you got from France is Professor Nehas, and I think he's still alive. But he wrote books that I should have tits now. I should have no children. I have 6, you know. But he told, if you smoke marijuana, you will not have children. You know, I will have tits, my brain will be completely damaged within 10 years, you know. I smoked 30-something years now, 36 years. So And they still write it down sometimes. You can still find in the paper, it makes your brain cooking and it fucks your brains and all these lies, you know. It is not true. It is simply not true. They cannot stop us anymore. They cannot stop. You know, before they can do everything to stop us, but now you have, I think, already millions of people, hundreds of thousands for sure, they grow their own marijuana, you know? And this is beautiful. I have 5 children who smoke marijuana, and I'm happy with it. I say, hey, Papa, the best thing you can do now is, ask yourself, what is he doing, you know? And smoke a joint with him, you know? Everybody say marijuana is dangerous also. So, and marijuana is not dangerous. It's the only dope, but I know you don't have to worry about. We should unite more. We should, this is very important, I think. It's very important, you guys, you go for hemp, you know, help hemp, wear it, use it, take it. Yes, what can I say, man? It's a plant, and we love it. And don't worry about it.
Grow it.
It's not your enemy, it's your friend.
Okay.
What we've been doing is looking at the genetics of drug production in Cannabis sativa because, like all members of this species, it does contain some level of THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, the active ingredient in marijuana. The level of this drug is quite high in marijuana plants and very, very low but detectable in hemp plants. And that's a problem for law enforcement because distinguishing between hemp and marijuana is a difficult thing. We've known for some time that THC is present in these tiny hairs that cover the flowers of the marijuana plant. Our study has shown that the genes that are involved in producing that drug are turned on in these hairs. The genes are active in the hairs of the marijuana plant. The next step in our research is to identify the genes that control the development of these plant hairs. If we can silence those genes, then we can produce a plant that is not only drug-free, but visually distinctive, easily recognizable as distinct from the marijuana plant. There's tremendous public interest in the cannabis plant. I can't think of another plant that is so regarded as a miracle by some and a menace by others. There's interest among farmers in the Midwest in crop alternatives to corn and soybeans. Hemp was once a thriving industry here in Minnesota as a source of pulp for making paper, rope fiber, and so forth. Hemp seeds are also a source of nutritious oils that also have applications in industrial processes, such as perhaps the production of biodiesel. And currently, both hemp seed and hemp fiber are imported to the United States because all cannabis plants are considered controlled substances. By changing the appearance and drug content of plants, we hope to engineer a variety that could be cultivated on domestic soil and serve as a renewable source of some materials that are currently derived from fossil fuels, such as plastic fibers. The genetic machinery that produces cannabinoids, not just THC, but a whole variety of molecules, are of great interest to the pharmaceutical industry in the development of new potential therapies for pain, nausea, and so forth. So here we are beside a railroad track in Minnesota. We've got a whole variety of weedy species coming up. Here is a cannabis plant that was once cultivated throughout Minnesota. It escaped from cultivation as long as 150 years ago. And even though this plant has not been grown by farmers for 50 years in the state, you can see that it is still thriving in weedy habitats like this.